All right, we're recording. All right, today we're going to talk on transitioning from the economic model to the lead generation model. And if you remember, the purpose of the economic model is to determine how many appointments we need to go on in order to hit our net income goal. So in review, if my goal was to net $100,000, and there's your notes. If you want to draw a picture, there it is. Right, I'll hold it up so you can see it. Okay. If I'm not going to pull out the whiteboard and draw this for you, I'm just going to talk you through it. The purpose of the economic model is to determine how many appointments we need to go on in order to hit our net income goal. So at the top of the page, if your net income goal was $100,000, your cost of sale is $23,000. It's just a number. Your cost of sale could be more, it might be less. I'm just giving that to you because that's the cost of sale in my market center in Coral Springs for company dollar and royalty. Now, and if you see me stopping again, I'm multitasking here because Zoom is fascinating and I'm making sure that I admit people into the meeting that are in the waiting room. And on that note, if you've sent me a message saying that you haven't been able to get in, I apologize. It's probably my fault because maybe you were in the waiting room and I didn't see you. My commitment is to do better at that. All right. So if my net income goal is $100,000, I'm going to add cost of sale, $23,000, and I'm going to add expenses. And because we lead with revenue and because we play red light, green light, our expenses in the beginning should be minimal. They should be as little as possible. And I'm just going to give you $10,000 as a number. Again, it's just a number. Could be less, could be more. So that's a total of $133,000 GCI. Now, if my average commission is $10,000, that's 13.3 sales. We're going to round it up to 14. If my business is 50-50, and hopefully it is, my listing side of the business would be 7 sales, and my buyer's side of the business would also be 7 sales. Now, in order to close 7 seller listings, I'm going to take 10 seller listings in order to close 7. And if my conversion ratio is 50%, that means I'm going on 14 seller appointments or seller listing appointments. Now, the buyer side of the economic model is exactly the same. It's 7 closed sales, 10 buyer agreements, and 14 buyer consultations. So I am averaging 1.2 listing appointments per month and 1.2 buyer appointments per month. Okay, there's your economic model. Now, once you know how many appointments you must have, I'm on page 133, by the way, page 133 in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Today, we're going to be working from page 133 to page 151. All right. Once you know how many appointments you must have, you now have to generate the leads necessary to generate those appointments. Leads are fuel to your economic engine. Again, if I'm taking notes, and hopefully you guys are taking notes, you're going to write that down. Leads are fuel to my economic engine. You can never have enough leads. Gary actually says you can never have enough good leads. I'm just taking the word good out of that sentence because to me, all leads are good leads. Just may not be good today. A bad lead today is a good lead a year from now. And because I need listings a year from now, I really don't care if it's a good lead today or if it's a good lead a year from now. You can never have enough leads. Now, the positioning battle. What is that? So what that's referring to is it's referring to when buyers and sellers think about real estate, when buyers and sellers think about real estate agents, are they thinking about you? We know that in major brand marketing, the average consumer can name 7 brands. In other words, if I said name a soda, or name all the sodas that you can think of, or depending on where you're from, if you're from a different part of the country, name a pop. You're going to be able to name seven. Name seven brands of potato chips. You could probably name seven, right? Airlines, same thing, because millions and millions of dollars are spent marketing these brands. Now, if that's true, and it is, by the way, how does that show up in the local real estate market? In other words, when somebody who is thinking of selling their home in Coral Springs, Florida, decides that it's time to get serious, are they thinking about you? Have you won the positioning battle? See, what we know, according to the National Association of Realtors, hold on one second, let me get to my right page here. What we know is that 76% of homeowners, of sellers, and of buyers will only meet with one real estate agent. 16% will meet with two. That means a total of 92% of homeowners and buyers are either going to meet with one real estate agent or two real estate agents, which means if you're not number one or number two in the positioning battle, you're in the group that is chasing 8% of the business that's remaining. Now, then the question would be, well, John, how do I win the positioning battle? And that would be a really good question, by the way. So that leads us to the next topic, playing the numbers game. Page 135. High conversion rates will allow you to generate the same income from fewer leads. High conversion rates will allow you to generate the same income from fewer leads. However, low conversion rates can be just as effective if you can amass a great number of leads. So therefore, highly successful real estate agents will tell you that as far as lead generation is concerned, the quality is in the quantity. In other words, focus on what you control. And what you control is how many leads you generate. You don't necessarily control the quality of those leads, but you do control how many leads you generate. And I'm going to read this to you again because it's super important. Highly successful real estate agents will tell you that as far as lead generation is concerned, the quality is in the quantity. Massive lead generation leads to massive rewards. Massive lead generation leads to massive rewards. Now, if you are on this call every day and you just pay attention to my closing comments every day, I'm telling you how to be successful in real estate. No matter what we're talking about that day, every day on Survive to Thrive, we close with a formula for massive lead generation. Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think we do that for a reason?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. If I said, what's your number one domino? What would that domino be? In the progressive effect of the domino effect, when you knock over domino number one, the next domino can be 50% larger, and you'll knock over domino two, which will knock over domino three, which could be 50% larger, and so on and so on and so on, until you've knocked over enough dominoes that you've reached the moon. What's that first domino?
20 contacts.
There it is. Good job. 20 real estate conversations. That's it. Now, what percentage of real estate agents do you believe are making 20 contacts a day in a timed, blocked lead generation schedule?
2%.
2%?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I am looking for one of the books I was reading this morning, and I can't find it, but I know I took a note on this. Hold on a second, because this is important. Okay, not there. Okay, hold on. This is from You Win in the Locker Room First. Oh, I hate the silence.
Quack, quack. Does that
Yeah,
help?
thank you for that. I appreciate that. Boy, I really do appreciate that. Oh my goodness, it's here, it's here, it's so important, it's so important, so important.
How about that World Series?
Oh my gosh, thank you for that. Okay, I'm not finding it, but the basic gist. The basic gist is highly successful people have a daily routine that they follow and they stick to no matter what. Highly successful people have a daily routine that they follow and stick to no matter what. In Shift, Gary says that until my number one thing is done, everything else is a distraction. He actually says until your number one job is done, everything and everyone else is a distraction. And your number one thing is that first domino. It's 20 real estate conversations. So then I would ask the question again, out of all the real estate agents in the world, how many real estate agents do you believe stick to that daily schedule and commit to that daily time block of their number one thing? And the answer is going to be less than 5%. And here's the thing, is it a choice?
Yes.
Is there anything? Now, I understand. There are exceptions, right? I have surgery next Wednesday, right? I'm going to be probably out of it Wednesday. Did I say Thursday? It's Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be out of it probably Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe Friday I'll start to feel a little bit better. Is it okay if I'm not in lead generation? Yeah, it is. But here's the thing, guys, I will make up for it. I will front load my schedule in order to make up for those 20 contacts that I'm not going to make on Wednesday and Thursday. Or I will backload my schedule in order to make up for those 20 contacts that I'm not going to make on Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday too, who knows, we'll see. And the point is, when you set standards, they're non-negotiable. And non-negotiable means if you erase, you have to replace.
Yeah, look at Corey Edwards. He had
Oh my
surgery.
gosh. Yeah.
That's non-negotiable. He got up. He had his computer there.
Thank you. Corey Edwards is my
Damn.
hero. Corey
He's
Edwards is
my hero. I mean, he's unafraid of just plows into it.
Unrelenting on the pursuit of his goal.
James,
And a reason for results.
My man. James, could you repeat that? Because that was so powerful.
He's unrelenting on the pursuit of his goals.
Oh my goodness. Write that down. Here, I'll be Amber Rutherford for a moment. Write it down. Write it down.
Write it down. Write it down. Write it down.
Oh my goodness. So those of you who know me, and I think most everybody here knows me, and I don't know if you know my story or Lacey's story, but I'm going to tell you something about Lacey that just makes her my hero. So she is in her second year of college after graduating high school in 3 years, after beating non-Hodgkin's lymphoma 5 years ago, 52 weeks of chemotherapy. And the girl just doesn't ever make excuses. She's working 40 hours a week at Starbucks, and she has a full-time schedule in college. And I wake up in the middle of the night like I normally do, and it's 1:18 in the morning. And I go into the kitchen to get something to drink before I go back to bed, and I hear noise coming from Lacey's room. She's in her room doing homework because she has to get up at 5 in the morning in order to go to work at 6. It's crazy. That's crazy. Unrelenting in the pursuit of your goals. Shows up all the time, guys. Shows up everywhere. By the way, it's a choice. We get to choose whether or not we're going to accept whether we're going to focus on the reason or we're going to focus on the result. Bold law. All right. Where did I leave off? Playing the numbers game, blah, 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 high conversion rates. I read that. Massive lead generation leads to massive reward. So moving over to page 136, there are 3 key areas of your lead generation model. Number 1, you want to be prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Now, what does that mean? That means that you're going to focus on calling for sell by owners, calling expired listings. And if you don't want to call for sell by owners and you don't want to call expired listings, then circle prospect. Door knock neighborhood, prospecting based. And the conversation on circle prospecting is, good morning, Camille. This is John Dietz with Keller Williams Realty. Thank you for taking my call. Always lead with gratitude. By the way, don't ever ask them if you got them at a good time in this call, because you're going to hear no. You just gave them a way to hang up the phone on you. Go right from, thank you for taking my call. I'm sure you're busy. I only need 60 seconds of your time. The reason I'm calling today is because a home in your neighborhood recently sold, which is great news. Our challenge now is we have buyers that are looking for great homes like yours. And I was just curious, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home? So it's recorded. There it is. You've got your circle prospecting script. Another script that I would really focus on today, and I would focus on this for the next 6 months, probably the next year, is good morning, Sean. This is John Dietz with Keller Williams Realty. Thank you for taking my call. I'm sure you're busy. I only need 60 seconds of your time. I specialize in helping homeowners avoid foreclosure. And if you know of anybody who might be behind on their mortgage payments, or maybe they're in forbearance and they're not sure how they're going to make their mortgage payments when that time comes where they have to start making payments again, please give me a call and let me know who they are, because I specialize in helping homeowners avoid foreclosure and they have options. You're going to get leads by doing this. By the way, this is prospecting-based lead generation. And again, oh, by the way, are you going to have to talk to more people in order to get more leads? Say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Remember, the quantity is more important than the quality. The quality is in the quantity. I could get a listing appointment every day. Now, I know that's a bold statement, but I'm going to tell you, if I called enough people and I circle prospected, or I specialize in helping homeowners avoid foreclosure conversation, I would find one person every day who's thinking of selling their home. Now, ask yourself, if that's true, how motivated are you to get that one appointment? I'm pausing because I'm giving you a chance to talk to me, because I'm positive, Alex, that I just made somebody unhappy. Matter of fact, let me check and see how many people are on the call, because I bet you I just had a few people jump off. Nope, you guys still like me. Would you rather me tell you that you have no chance of getting a listing appointment? Would you rather me say, be realistic? Seriously, you're not going to get a listing appointment every day. Would you rather me tell you that?
No.
Wouldn't you rather that I tell you you can get an appointment every day? It's a choice.
As long as it's true.
Sean, stick with me for a moment. On average, how many homeowners in Broward County list their home every month? Anybody know that number? Anybody want to take a guess?
Gotta be a couple thousand at least.
A couple thousand at least. Right. And if your goal is to list 2 homes a month, in the economic model that we just went through at the beginning of this call, the goal was to take 10 seller listings. If my goal was to take 10 seller listings in the year in order to net $100,000, and there's 2,000 homes being listed every month in Broward County, can I find an appointment a day?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a choice. Now you might have to be in lead generation for 10 hours. That might be what it takes. You might have to make 200, 300, 400 calls in order to talk to 100 people in order to find that one appointment. And it's possible.
John, I did a Google search to find out how many homeowners live in Dade County out of the 2-point-some million. It's like 1.1 million homeowners.
Yeah.
And 10%, according to NAR, is thinking about selling right now, which is 140,000. And I don't think we have 140,000 listings on the market.
There are 140,000 people thinking about listing their home in Dade County. Wow. You know, again, Amber Rutherford, write it down, write it down, write it down. There are 140,000 homeowners in Dade County thinking of listing their home right now. They're sitting there asking themselves, I wonder if Sean Cook is going to call. I wonder if James is going to call. I wonder if Adriana is going to call. I wonder if Natalie West is going to call me today. I wonder if Vilmer Perez is going to call today. You know, this Michael Topo guy, I hope he calls me today. No, they're not doing that. However, you have a choice. You could pick up the phone and call them. All right. 3 key areas of lead generation model. I'm going to wrap this up and then we're going to close with ahas and questions. Prospecting based, number 1, be prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Number 2, set up a database and feed it every day. Every single one of you should have every single person that you know, that would be your sphere of influence, in command with a smart plan. Set up a database and feed it every day. Feed it every day simply means you're going to add one person every day to your database. So start with everybody that you know, and then add one person a day. So if you have 10 people in your sphere of influence, because that's one of the things that I hear, I don't know anybody. Okay, cool. You start with 10 and you add one person a day and you work 50 weeks times 5 days. You've worked 250 days. You've added 250 people to your database, which means exactly 1 year from right now, when you and I are having a conversation and I say, Natalie, how many people do you have in your database? Your answer is 260, John, because I started with 10 and I added one person every day. Cool. That's a database that'll generate 26 closed sales, because we know 10% of your database, 10% of a database, this is a note, write it down. 10% of a database that is worked effectively and efficiently will turn into a closed sale, either directly with the person in your database or through a referral. So 260 people is 26 closed sales, which means a year from now, every single person on this call, even if you have 0 people in your database, could be earning closing 26 sales and earning $260,000. It's a choice. All right, 3 key areas of your lead generation model. Number 1, be prospecting based and marketing enhanced. Number 2, set up a database and feed it every day. Number 3, systematically market to your database. That's a 36 touch. And they're care calls, not sale calls. Talk to me.
It's so funny.
Ahas.
They're embedded.
Talk to me.
Basically, every day when you end, it's embedded commands for us. And it's so
Oh,
when you speak to me, when you do it, I'm repeating it right with you. Every time you say everything, it's embedded commands so that I know every day that that's what I'm supposed to do. I love it. Thank you.
it's intentional, Natalie, and thank you for picking that up. I am brainwashing you. You're right. 100%. I am. That is my goal, by the way.
Great goal.
Well, if I brainwash you to success, is that okay?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We wouldn't be on here.
Okay.
So my Facebook post for today, after what you said, the path of least resistance is often the path of least reward. You need to do hard things. There's no shortcut to any place worth going. As Einstein once said, genius is 1% talent, 99% hard work. You must run to be a runner. You must write to be a writer. You must actively work on a business venture to learn how to run a successful business. There is no substitute for doing work. So meditate on this every day. I will do the work. It won't be easy. It will be worth it.
Yeah, so that was awesome. Thank you, Alex. Wow. Please tag me on that, if you don't mind. All right, who's next, guys? John Hand, it's so good to see you on this call today. Good morning, sir.
Good to see you too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I love Zoom. Don't forget, guys, these cameras are watching you. So I love scrolling through all the different pictures to see who's here. And it's great to see you here, John. Talk to me, guys. Give me some ahas before we say goodbye, please. Is there a script you can share for circle prospecting your farming area where you live? Of course. Good morning. This is John Dietz with Keller Williams. Thank you for taking my call. I know you're busy. I only need 60 seconds. The reason I'm reaching out today is because the market is super hot. This is a great time to sell. There is no inventory, and we have buyers that are looking for great homes like yours. And I was just curious, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home? All right, guys, talk to me. Come on.
Time to let go of the rope, John.
Oh, I love that. Sean Cook gave me a great closing script. Okay, so there's this guy, he's climbing a mountain in the middle of the night. Why the heck he would do that, I have absolutely no idea, but it's part of the story, so let's go with it. And he falls, and he's got this rope that's tied around him, and it saved him from hitting the ground. And he cries out for help. Somebody help me. Voice comes back, let go of the rope. He responds, I'm not gonna let go of the rope. If I let go of the rope, I'm gonna fall and die. The next morning, 3 hikers come along and find him hanging 3 feet, still holding onto the rope, 3 feet from the ground, frozen, dead. And the question is, what are the ropes that you are holding on to out of fear? Let go of the rope. All right, time to get to work, guys. What is work? Rutgers 20 conversations, not 17, not 18, not 19, because the 18th conversation could have been a listing appointment that you didn't get. And the problem is you never know that you didn't get it. 20 conversations focused on building relationships. We're making care calls, not sale calls. Every single conversation includes the goal of either getting an appointment, adding somebody to my database, or getting a referral. Find one person every day to add to your database, build a database, feed it every day, communicate with it in a systematic way. Find one person today who's thinking of selling their home, get face to face with someone who's thinking of selling their home or buying a home, put them into your pipeline. A year from now, you have 250 people in your pipeline that you are following up with wherever, because you reject rejection, and no is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. No simply means not yet. And when you follow up forever, you're creating emotional proximity, and you are going to get the listing, or you are going to get the buyer when they're ready. Everybody make it a great day.
Thanks, John.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
My pleasure. My pleasure, guys. 3:30 Waxman call today, guys. Don't forget. Let's fill the house. Love to see 100 of you on that call.